The two most common questions I get are how to turn back the increasingly corrupt system and how to financially prepare for a post-dollar world. This does not surprise me since fear and greed are the two most powerful motivators known to man. What will surprise you is that for once, the answer for both questions is the same. Buying physical silver is the greatest act of wisdom and rebellion that any American could and should be doing right now. It is both a silver bullet to rebel against the elite's corrupt system and a silver shield to protect your family and wealth in a post-dollar world. Buying physical silver is a non-violent, non-compliant resistance. Most importantly, it works outside the system and it cannot be stopped. As long as you play by the elite's rules, the elite will rule. Any effort to work within the elite's paradigm will fail. The Tea Party March on Washington failed. It failed like the 2010 Tea Party congressional campaign. It failed like the Occupy Wall Street movement has. It failed because nothing happened and nothing changed. That is not to say that these were not great exercises in power. It just never will bring about any real change, because awareness campaigns and marches are not enough. Let them march all they want so long as they pay their taxes. Alexander Haig. The elite that own and control our paradigm do not care what we say or do, so long as we do not threaten the root of their power. We have to hack at the root. This silver bullet and silver shield plan will fundamentally change the game and do it from outside the system. It will overthrow the elitist system that enslaves us with debt and do so without a shot being fired. Most importantly, there is no way the elite can stop it. The plan is quite simple. Sell every single asset you own right now and buy physical silver. As with anything in life, knowing the answer is not as important as knowing the why. The why is what brings about fundamental change in your thinking. This change in thinking brings absolute certainty to the outcome. Absolute certainty brings about massive action. Banking was conceived in inequity and was born in sin. The bankers own the earth. Take it away from them, but leave them the power to create money, and with a flick of the pen, they will create enough deposits to buy it back again. However, take it away from them, and all the great fortunes like mine will disappear, as they ought to disappear, for this would be a happier and better world to live in. But if you wish to remain slaves of bankers and pay the cost of your own slavery, let them continue to create money. Sir Josiah Stamp, director of the Bank of England, appointed in 1928, and reputed to be the second wealthiest man in England at the time. Silver is the Achilles heel of the elite's paradigm. By transferring their fake corrupt paper money into real honest money like silver, it will ultimately destroy the control of their money debt system. The more money debt they create, the more it will work against them as we put more of that money into silver. Every single evil in this world is made possible only through the elite's debt money system. Through the control of the privately and foreign-owned central banks, the elite control our money, our food, our industries, our government, our media, our natural resources, our capital markets, our military, and ultimately you. This iron fist control enables wars, propaganda, police states, corruptions, pollution, crime, drug trade, disintegration of families, etc. In fact, if you show me an evil that you fight against, I will show you how it all comes back to the very corrupt basis of our money. I intend to show how silver is an antiseptic for all these ills. Buying physical silver acts both as a silver bullet to all the evils in the world and a silver shield for all that you love in this world. Buying physical silver will bring about more political change than all the political campaigns will ever do. It will reverse the tide of wealth going to the elite and even Asia. It will stop tyranny and free billions from the bondage of debt slavery. It will bring about a new era of human progress unlike anything you can imagine right now. If we simply take away the elite's power, how fast and far could we progress as a race if we did not waste our efforts on debt, wars, and taxes? The silver bullet and the silver shield can and will bring about this change. Now that I've raised the bar to the moon, let's get this show going. Buying physical silver can be the second American Revolution without firing a single shot. In order for a revolutionary idea to take hold, you must feel it in your soul. It is important to know that not everyone has the same motivations. I will attempt to lay out as many rationales as I can to help you commit to this plan and encourage others to do the same. I will use both positive and negative motivations on why you should be buying physical silver. I will appeal to your rational and irrational desires. I will give you the financial, historical, political, geological, mathematical, legal, intellectual, emotional, and even spiritual reasons why you should be buying physical silver. To buy or not to buy physical silver is the greatest decision you have to make before the worldwide collapse of the debt-based fiat currencies. If you fully commit to this idea, you will be taking charge of your future, and I believe you will be creating generational wealth. If you do not commit to this plan, I bet your grandchildren will curse you for not taking advantage of this opportunity of a lifetime. Throughout history, silver has been used as money in more times and more places than gold. To function as money, a monetary item should possess a number of features. It needs to be a medium of exchange. It should have the liquidity and be easily tradable. It should be easily transportable. Precious metals have a high value to weight ratio, and it should be durable. To be a unit of account, it should be divisible into small units without destroying its value. Precious metals can be coined from bars or melted down into bars again with a low percentage cost. It should be fungible, that is, one unit or one piece is equivalent to another unit, which is why diamonds and works of art and real estate are not suitable as money. It must have a specific weight or measure or size to be certifiably accountable. The third feature is that it needs to be a store of value. It should be long-lasting, durable, and it must not be perishable or subject to decay. It should have a stable value. It should be difficult to counterfeit, and the genuine must be easily recognizable. Today's silver is not used as money since it does not circulate, but it still provides a crucial role as a store of value. Why do silver and gold have value?
Why is gold worth some 20 bucks an ounce?
I don't know, because it's scarce.
1,000 men say go searching for gold. After 6 months, one of them's lucky. 1 out of the 1,000. His find represents not only his own labor, but that of 999 others to boot. That's 6,000 months or 500 years, scrabbling over mountains, going hungry and thirsty. An ounce of gold, mister, is worth what it is because of the human labor that went into the finding and the getting of it.
Now think about how much energy, labor, ingenuity, and time that goes into finding that silver and refining it.
The mining company produces silver bars, the composition of which is 93 to 97% pure silver. It sells the bars to a refinery, which further purifies them for sale to industries. The action begins down in the mine, where geologists point a niton gun at various spots in the rock face. The device detects the levels of 40 different elements, including silver. Silver in its natural state isn't silver colored at all, it's charcoal gray. Those silver-looking deposits are actually zinc and lead. Miners drill holes in the silver-rich areas the geologists pinpointed, then insert sticks of dynamite. After the blast, carts haul the chunks of rock, called ore, to the surface. Geologists then test ore piles and blend them as required to achieve a consistent amount of silver content per kilogram of ore. The ore first goes into the primary crusher. The machine's huge steel teeth break up the big chunks into smaller pieces. Those pieces then drop through grates below into the secondary crusher, which breaks them down into even smaller pieces. Those go into vibrating cone crushers, which pulverize them into tiny pieces. A conveyor transports the crushed ore to the ball mill. At this point, the ore pieces are roughly 6 millimeters big. As the mill's large cylinder rotates, steel balls bounce around inside, grinding the ore into powder. A water circulation system flushes the silver-rich powder out of the cylinder and into large tanks which keep the water moving. To separate and dissolve the metals the powder contains, workers pour in acid. 72 hours later, the rock waste now settled at the bottom, the solution containing dissolved silver is pumped through filter presses. The filter plates are treated with a zinc-based chemical which attracts silver molecules. As the solution passes through, the plates trap particles containing silver, forming a layer of black powder called silver precipitate. This precipitate is composed of approximately 50% silver and 50% waste, the waste being a jumble of various metals, dirt, and other impurities. To separate the silver from the waste, they first dry the precipitate in a gas furnace for a couple of hours. In the mining company's lab, technicians continuously test ore samples to determine the grade, the term for the quantity of silver per kilogram of ore. They heat the samples to 1093 degrees Celsius for about an hour to burn off the impurities. What's left after the burn-off are the silver and other metals, such as lead, zinc, copper, selenium, and cadmium. Lab technicians then treat the samples with a chemical that prevents silver from burning off and put them back in the oven. When the samples come out about an hour later, all the other metals have burnt off and only silver is left. They weigh the silver and compare it to the weight of the original sample in order to calculate the grade. The key to running a profitable mine is to ensure that the grade is consistently within certain parameters. Back at the mill, workers put the now dried silver precipitate into an oven, along with chemicals which prevent silver from burning off. Approximately 4 hours later, the silver and waste have separated and melted. Workers pour them into bar-shaped molds. The silver, being heavier, settles at the bottom. Workers skim off the waste floating on top. In less than 5 minutes, the molten silver cools and hardens, enabling workers to extract what is now a silver bar. The mining company sells the bars to a refinery for processing into industrial-grade silver.
It's crazy to think that all those tons of earth were moved just to find 1 ounce of silver, and right now we can buy it all for less than a dinner for 4 at our local sports bar.